Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solvang City Council meeting for September 8th, 2025. And we are starting the meeting at 6:32. And roll call, please.
Councilmember Infante.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Rona.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Elizabeth Arona.
Here.
Mayor Brown.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stacy Ott has volunteered graciously to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Hand on your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Stacy. Okay, now, little housekeeping. Would everybody please turn their phones to silent? And we'll get rolling. First off, we have some proclamations, and the first one this evening is for the California Natural Art Museum proclamation. Whereas the California Natural Art Museum, originally founded in 2000 as the Wilding Museum by conservation advocate and artist Patty Jacquemin, is that right? Jacquemin, was created to inspire stewardship of nature through art and education. And whereas her vision has blossomed into a dynamic institution that has touched the lives of over 200,000 through its exhibits, educational programs, and community outreach. And the museum has presented more than 120 exhibitions showcasing the work of local, regional, and nationally renowned artists, furthering awareness of the nature's beauty and fragility. Thank you. And whereas the museum serves as a center for environmental education, offering enriching experiences for all ages, including free school group tours, free admission for children under 17, seasonal nature excursions, and art workshops that connect all ages to the natural world, and actively supports local artists by providing exhibition space, opportunities to sell their work, and community art shows featuring students and seniors, thereby enriching the cultural life of Santa Barbara County and the broader tri-region area. And whereas the California Natural Art Museum is home to Lulu Hugini, thank you. My last name's much easier. A whimsical troll sculptured by Danish recycle artist Thomas Tambo, which has attracted thousands of visitors and garnered national attention, enhancing Solvang's reputation as a destination for public art and cultural tourism. And whereas the museum has forged strong partnerships with conservation organizations, fellow museums, local schools and universities, and artists from around the country to advance environmental awareness and creative expression on California's Central Coast. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor David Brown, along with the City Council of the City of Solvang, California, do hereby proclaim September 19th, 2025 as California Natural Art Museum Day in the Santa Ynez Valley. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand and have caused the official seal of the City of Solvang, California, to be affixed this 8th day of September 2025. Congratulations. We're very happy for you. And who, please come up. I'm going to hand this to you.
Are we doing photos? Yes, okay. Cecilia's going to help out.
We can do peanut gallery.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want peanut gallery?
Yeah.
No, do YouTube first, and then,
Yeah,
and
do
then
you
we'll
two
do,
first,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
and then we'll join in. Okay, I'm on your back.
I'll take an official photo too from the city.
Pleasure to meet you.
Mayor and council members, thank you so much for this honor upon our 25th anniversary. I'm sorry that our founder, Patty Jackamain, wasn't able to come up from Santa Barbara, but she is definitely hoping to see many of you at our official party and celebration and her exhibition opening on September 19th. Her vision is for us is to connect people to nature through art, and it's really grown into the amazing institution that we are today. For our show of hers, Wild in California, she wrote, "At the heart of my work is a desire to spark awareness and connection. Art becomes my way of encouraging others to reflect on their own relationship with the wild. Each piece is a tribute and an invitation to pause, to look closely, and to remember that these creatures and places are worthy of respect and care." And essentially, that is what we do with every exhibition and program that we offer. Already this year, we've had record-breaking crowds, and we've served over 20,000 people. And the year's not even over. And many of them, of course, are drawn now to Lulu Huguli, our Thomas Dambo troll. And, we talk to them, our volunteers and our staff talk to them. They're coming from all over the state and even beyond that in order to see Lulu. And we know that these troll hunters, because that's what they call themselves, then go out right into the larger community and are helping all the Solvang businesses and restaurants and hotels with their visits. So I want to say another thank you. I think I did this last year, but thank you to the city for the publicity that you've all helped with to get the word out about Lulu. It does help all of us, and also Visit the Santa Ynez Valley has been doing a wonderful job as that as well. Just to mention some of the programs that we've already offered the community this year, our Assistant Director, Rachel Metz, has been doing a bang-up job. We've done excursions out into nature. We had a citizen science program with another group, and we had volunteers, and there were probably about 20 volunteers that went out to the lower parts of Figueroa Mountain, and they were collecting and counting insects for a study. Kind of fun and different. We went kayaking. We took people tide pooling. We've done all kinds of art workshops, several of them in collaboration with Community Clayworks, and both for kids and for adults. We offered again, I think it was our 5th free summer family day, record-breaking attendance again this year. This time it was 600. We're normally in the 300 range. And the kids were enamored. We had Monty's Reptiles. We had Communify there with the Head Start program. We had Santa Barbara Hives there. We did crafts. The Children's Museum from Santa Ynez, that's new, came out as well and did crafts with kids. So we really not only want to promote the programs that we're doing, but we want to involve other community partners as well and shine a light on them. Looking ahead, just so you know what's coming up, well, Danish Days is coming up, and we'll be offering a troll craft project for the little ones. So hopefully they'll be coming over to the museum for that. We're planning to be in the Yule Fest parade. We're hoping to be able to create a light display for the Santa Ynez Valley Botanic Garden, wonderful Christmas light display that they do. And we're really excited to be hosting Lulu's first birthday on February 1st. We're not sure exactly what it's going to look like, but we know she wants pastries. So pastries will definitely be involved in some way. So I just want to say that all of us, the board, all of us staff, we're so appreciative of being in this community here in Solvang and in the whole Valley community, and we're just really looking forward to our next 25 years of connecting people to nature through art. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And we hope you are here 25 years from now. You're a great addition to our community. The second proclamation we have tonight is to honor the 100th anniversary of the Santa Ynez Valley News. Whereas the Santa Ynez Valley News was founded in 1925 and has served as the trusted voice of the Santa Ynez Valley for 100 years, documenting the growth, milestones, and stories of our community with integrity and dedication. And whereas through a century of local reporting, the Santa Ynez Valley News has played a vital role in informing residents, supporting local democracy, and preserving the unique culture and heritage of the region. And whereas the newspaper has chronicled generations of life in the valley, from agriculture to education to business, sports, arts, and community events, all while adapting to a rapidly changing media landscape. And whereas the Santa Ynez Valley News has nurtured civic pride and upheld the principles of journalism excellence, becoming a cornerstone of our local identity and reliable source for accurate, timely, and thoughtful news coverage. And whereas we recognize the dedication of the journalists, editors, publishers, photographers, and staff, past and present, whose passion and professionalism have built and sustained this legacy for a century. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor David Brown, along with the City Council of the City of Solvang, California, do hereby congratulate the Santa Ynez Valley News on their 100th anniversary of service in the Santa Ynez Valley. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand and have caused the official seal of the City of Solvang, California, to be affixed this 8th day of September 2025. Congratulations on your 100th birthday. Do we have someone here to accept this? Congratulations. And it's your 100th birthday. Yes. Did you bring cake and ice cream for everybody?
Certainly should have, because 100 years is quite an accomplishment.
Take a picture. That is a huge accomplishment.
Great, thank you.
Would you like to say anything?
Certainly.
I'm Marga Cooley, and I'm the executive editor for the Santa Ynez Valley News. I've been with the Santa Ynez Valley News for going on 15 years, and it is my honor to have been part of the legacy that the Santa Ynez Valley News has brought to this community. We are committed to continuing to serve this community with integrity and in our reporting and our photography. And I just want to say thank you for this recognition, and party on.
Thank you so much.
you.
All right. Yeah, why not? Okay, we have no presentations, so our next item is public communications. Madam Clerk, would you read that into the record, please?
At this time, you may address the council on items not on the agenda and on consent. Time limit is 3 minutes, and we will start with in-person public comments first.
Okay, I have a request from Dennis Beebe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, council members, for your service to our community. In the past and on occasion, I refer to one of your roles as spear catchers, because most people that stand up before you and speak like me have complaints to voice to you or actions that we would like you to take to correct some kind of wrong. But tonight, I'd like to change that. I'd like to follow the same theme as one of my neighbors a few meetings ago just counted a few blessings for those of us who live in this special place. So I picked 4 tonight because I only have 2 minutes left. Number 1, the water wheel property. Now, you may not think that's a positive when you look at it now. Sure, the owner doesn't think it's a positive, but in fact, it's a positive because the state of the fire is right at the borders of the property and no farther. Our heroic firemen took care of that. Positive. That could have been our version of the Pacific Palisades disaster. Okay, the recently repainted crosswalks at Solvang School. Have you seen them? I mean, they've been there for a while, but they recently were repainted. Beautiful. I guess the word iconic works, but there they are across Otterdog and the cross street. You ought to go by and look at them if you haven't. It's another positive. Now, developer Ed St. George. Now, we know that his vision doesn't always coincide with the vision of the city. In fact, sometimes they absolutely conflict. But I would like to point out and applaud the reconstituted mermaid fountain at Denmarket Square. Our symbol literally gleaming as the water tumbles at the mermaid fountain. And architect Earl Peterson should be proud. That was his first job as an architect, and he acquired that half-scale version of the mermaid that sits in Copenhagen Harbor. Another Ed St. George related subject is the Danish village on the corner of Alisal and Mission. Been a lot of controversy lately at the DRC and at the Planning Commission about what it looks like and what it is. And again, Mr. St. George's vision sometimes does not comply with what he proposed to do. Nevertheless, I think it's wonderful. I think it will be a high point and a focal point for the city in the future. And I think it'll rival Max's windmill in Alisal as the most photographed spot in the city. Okay? Number 4. It's the positive attitude of the city staff and the volunteer nature of your citizens. By virtue of these communities that help run the city, the Planning Commission, and the volunteers elsewhere and throughout the city at the events that we just talked about, Danish Days. So I have a few parting comments. I realized is that red? I'm red-green defective, so sorry. My parting comments, thank you.
I like this so much, you can come back next week, next meeting.
No, it'll be a change of venue.
Okay.
Thank you for your part in making this such a special place. So I'm asking you to continue your role to keep it a special, small city. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dan. Any others on Zoom or elsewhere? Okay, we will close public comment and move on to the city manager's report. Mr. Murphy.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Have several items to discuss. We had a Waste Management did their quarterly cleanup a couple of Saturdays ago, and I'm happy to report that we set another record. We had 114 visitors. It says there were 73 different customers participate. 41 of them came back a second time to deliver a total of 114 loads, totaling just over 15,000 pounds, 7.5 tons, which obliterated our record from our prior cleanup of 86 customers and 12,420 pounds. So about another ton and a quarter of debris. And I understand Mr. Infante was one of those 114 visits. So, and the next one will be on November 15th. And I understand it was controversial location for some of the neighbors. We are investigating options and we'll select the best option and we'll communicate better about our option shortly before it happens. I wanted also to announce Park Master Plan community meeting is scheduled for October 15th. Coming up here, well, just over a month, in this room. It will be at 6 p.m. And we'll have a presentation from our consultant, Melton Design Group. And so that will again be here on October 15th. And it's escaping me the day of the week, but it's, I think, a Wednesday. Yeah, it's 2 weeks before Halloween, so that's a Wednesday. Mr. Beebe's presence here reminds me that we often hear questions or comments about the gateways into our city along Highway 246 on either end. Those gateways are maintained by Caltrans. And wanted to share the email address, or actually, sorry, it's a website address, to be able to put in a customer service request for anybody who has concerns about the condition of those gateways. Sometimes there's trash. There's obviously some dead or dying brush along there. That website address is CSR. It's abbreviated for Customer Service Request .dot, Department of Transportation .ca.gov. CSR.dot.ca.gov is a website address to find that customer service request portal, and you can notify Caltrans literally of any state highway Obviously, we're most concerned about our beautiful location, but if you're somewhere else and you see something in another highway or another area that needs attention, that's the place to report it. Also wanted to let the community know that we are going to be issuing a temporary use permit for the use of lot 72 for parking through the holiday period. There will also be a lot, the old lumber yard on Mission. Mr. St. George has agreed to let us use that as overflow parking, as well as the bank parking lot currently adjacent to the village that's being constructed. Those areas will be utilized for overflow parking. We're trying to, minimize the impact on the residents and the community, looking for those options. So coming soon, we'll work on putting that information out on our social media for the visitors and other people that might be interested. The Haunted House is coming. It will be again at the Theater Fest location on the nights of October 24th and 25th, so the Friday and Saturday before Halloween. So that will be, keep an eye on our website and for more information. We are looking for volunteer monsters and guides. So that's a call out to the community for that. And the last thing actually I have two things more. I also wanted to mention, I was at a meeting last week and talking with the city manager of Atascadero. And he was sharing with me, with the group that he was speaking with, that he had, they have a wastewater treatment plant issue very similar to what we're dealing with. And he put together a citizens advisory committee, consists of a couple of council members and a broad section of the community. So I am going to meet with him at his next meeting in a couple of weeks, and I hope to be bringing that back here where we can have discussion about our wastewater treatment plant or water issues in general, possibly another committee that would address or help solve the space issue, the urban growth boundary, and other limitations that we have, and get community participation buy-in. It will be similar to what we did, I believe, with the general plan update. So that's coming attractions, and on the theme of coming attractions, the community council advance calendar has several presentations. We have PG&E will be here in 2 weeks. 3CE will be here 2 weeks after that, or 3 weeks, I guess, because of an extra week in September. So there's a couple of presentations about our energy. We'll be having short-term rental policy application direction request from council, wildfire mitigation update, and a whole lot of other things coming up. So tonight's agenda is rather light, but we'll be getting pretty meaty here before the year's out. So that's all I have for now.
Thank you. We have some questions.
Yeah, just not a question, a comment in this case. You talked about the city entrances off of 246, and I presume you're speaking just of the sides of the road? Okay, so we have a sign at each end of town, and I'd like to give credit to Mr. Beebe. I don't always do that, but he volunteered and painted both of those signs. Was that 3 years ago, Dennis?
Long time.
Yeah, 3-4 years ago, he painted those signs. We provided the paint, but he did all the work.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give him credit for that. It's the only time I'll give him any credit. But I did want to make that point. So thank you.
I neglected to mention, sorry, Olivia, I almost forgot. We are publishing our first community newsletter this week. It'll be available online. Got my beautiful face on there, so you know you're in the right place if you see me smiling. If you are not, we're utilizing various listservs that the city has used for water bills, for Parks and Rec, and there was another source, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, we sent an email out to everybody and said, we're going to be doing this. If you don't want to get this, opt out. So we're going to utilize those lists to send it out. But if you want to sign up, if you're not sure, because the first one is going to be electronic, and then what the plan is to send it out monthly electronically and then quarterly via paper, and we'll include it, I think, in the water bills, right? So anyway, if you want to ensure you get a copy of our community newsletter, the email address, send an email to PIO for Public Information Officer, so abbreviation PIO at cityofsolvang.com, and we'll make sure you get a copy. And now, that's all, folks.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, you're getting off easy. All right, let's move on to the next item 5. Madam Clerk, would you read that for us and put in the document?
Government Code Section 323D, AKA 12, AB 1234, and Government Code Section 84308, AKA SB 1439, report out, ex parte communications, council comments, requests.
Thank you. Anybody? Go ahead. Luis?
Not much to report, but I had the pleasure of attending the Academy for Newly Elected Officials that was hosted by the JPIA down in Oxnard last month. It was a day and a half of getting together with other newly elected city council or board members. There was about 35 of us, and I found it to be a tremendous resource, so it was a real pleasure to be there.
Anything?
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay.
I have something to report. I just need to share that I attended the Eastern Management Agency Water Board meeting a week ago, which is our monthly meeting.
I managed to represent the city in several areas, including the Chamber of Commerce mixer over at Rideau. I was in attendance at the GSA board meeting that, as Ms. Arona's alternate. I also was at the CalNAM Gallery for the William Nell exhibition. And if you think you've seen Yosemite before, you should see those pictures. It was absolutely stunning. And I attended Montecito Bank's 50th anniversary event. So I got to wear my little, I'm a city council member badge and represent the city. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing that. Okay, it's been a month, and I do have a lot of things. I happened to attend the opioid prevention that the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department put on at the Marriott on October 13th, and what we can do to help minimize those fatalities and fentanyl occasions. And it was pretty much unanimous that peer-to-peer is the best alternative for reducing that and having recovering addicts help those that are in the process of also recovering. I want to do a shout out to Bridget Paris, our public works person, and her team. We had a local business whose rope on the flagpole broke and needed to put the new rope through the top of the lanyard, and her crew was out there I think a day later and had the lift truck bucket and put that right through there, and it was a great civic opportunity and a neighborly thing to do, so appreciate you doing that. And kudos to your team. I also want to give accolades to the wastewater and utilities and Public Works Department for rapidly responding to a mainline water leak, courtesy of Frontier Fiber Optics, and resolving that issue with minimal disruption in service and or other obstacles. So thank you for that. I want another shout out to our controller and business manager Wendy and her sister Lori, who have planned a trip to Denmark and will help us re-solidify some negotiations and relationships with Aalborg, meeting with their mayor. And so thank you very much for that. And that's shortly after Danish Days that'll occur. I was at I've given them a number of presentations over the past month, one to Rotary, one to the International Right-of-Way Association, one at the Tucker's Grove, talked about public office virtues and convictions for being in public office and guidance. The city manager and I had a meeting with some stakeholders regarding a possible urban growth boundary issues that might come up. Then I want to also congratulate our council member, Claudia Rona, for the new trolley ice cream has opened up, and with great fanfare and hot weather. It's been great for them. So congratulations on that endeavor. Then I also have attended a SB CAG meeting and a air pollution control district meeting late last month. And I think that's plenty. No need to go on. So we'll move on to item 6 if there's nothing else or any questions. Okay. Item 6. Would you read that for us, please, Madam Clerk?
Consent is for routine administrative city matters and is approved with one motion. City council members can pull an item for discussion.
Okay. We have items 8 through G. Any concerns?
I would like to pull item E for a series of just a couple quick questions.
Okay.
That's the donation policy.
All right. Any others? I'd like to pull item F for some greater specifics, if I may.
So
So-
I'll move to accept consent items 6A, B, C, D, and G.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve consent items 6A, B, C, D, and G. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Infante.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Rona.
Yes.
Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Elizabeth Arona.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, let's move to item 6E. Ms. Arono.
Yeah, sure. I have some questions just of staff. I think this is a well thought out policy. There was one thing that I noticed based on some experiences we've already had in this city. When we are in receipt of something like real property, we have good conditions in here for a notice of title, which would show us liens or encumbrances on property, and a third-party valued assessment. But I would suggest we add one more thing, which ideally is at the donor's expense, which is an actual inspection or an inspection report, which would help us understand if there are any costs associated with making a real property functional, operational, or if there are any costs associated with making it usable. And so that's my suggestion. That was the only thing I thought of could be added.
Okay. You're assuming improved property as opposed
Exactly.
to
Only
as
in
opposed to raw land.
Yes. I can't think of any.
Well, the only thing for
I think
raw
we did
land
have
might
some-
be a well or abandoned well, for that matter.
The Phase 1 report, which analyzes environmental conditions on the property, would identify any wells on any land, whether it's improved or not.
So
But
it
good
would-
point
would
about,
apply to improved property, basically, structures.
Yes, I think you're thinking of when you, for example, when you buy your house, you have an inspector come in and tell you, okay, they deferred a lot of maintenance and you got to do a new roof, the plumbing shot, whatever.
Yeah, maybe we get a property that we would consider for library. Let's just imagine a scenario. But if it would cost us more than the value of the donation to make it useful, then we might think differently.
The only other thing I can think of would be the cash and cash equivalents. Part of this, we had some conversation with regards to cash equivalents, including bearer bonds or even Bitcoin. I just want to make sure that those are all considered as well, if it's necessary. Or if they are included and I'm missing it.
Well, we don't specifically mention cash equivalents like Bitcoin or, other tokens, but this covers all types of donations. We just didn't call out any specific concerns with respect to those types of donations. I mean, I think, if we think it's not a currency that's going to hold value, we might not accept it.
Well, first, we don't have much history of this donations. I think the last I could think of was the tennis court was offered and built by, and that had some problems with it when we wanted to change the use to, or include the use of pickleball.
I think that would have fallen under a restricted donation because
Right,
they
but-
gave money with, certain caveats to how it was going to be used. Again, I wasn't around when that happened, but I think that there were certain asterisks on what they wanted the money to be used for.
Right.
And then the debate was what were those asterisks. But this policy does cover how to handle it when a donation is given, whether it be cash or some monetary value, and then there's conditions on that donation.
Okay.
That is addressed.
Okay. Any other concerns?
I didn't have any.
Is this,
Can we add the
is it-
inspection language, which would just be a simple
addendum?
itemization of what we'd want to see included in the requirements for real property donations?
Yes, sorry, I'm just trying to scroll.
It's on
to
page
it.
48.
Thank you.
So on, if I could jump in here on the, taking into Mayor Brown's comments under scope, the second bullet, which is on page 47 of the agenda, first page of the policy. It says, second bullet, any donation to the city of Solvang, whether received directly through fundraising or via an intermediary, or whether cash in kind or real property, add after cash equivalent. And that addresses any other possible, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And then on the next page, 48, requirement for real property donation, somewhere in that section, either add a bullet or add language that recommends or requires an inspection by a qualified person.
Yeah, I think it would go under the sub-bullets under the first main bullet point.
Right.
So an appraisal, phase one report, title report, and an inspection by a qualified inspector.
No, that would work. Be very agreeable.
Good.
So with those edits, we could get that done and not have to bring it back if you move for approval with those edits.
Yeah, okay.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to move for approval on the donation policy with the as discussed edits.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve item 6E with edits just discussed with regards to inspection. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Infante.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Rona.
Yes.
Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Elizabeth Arona.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you. Okay, let's move on to item 6F, approval of surveillance policy. I asked for that to be pulled because I needed a little more definition, because we need to identify, I think, fixed video resources versus movable video resources. And why I ask that is that our code enforcement officer wears a what do they call them, a body cam. And does this fall under the policy of our body cam as well? Or any future surveillance for drones or, I know the city of Santa Maria uses drones for their fireworks enforcement for fire. So I'm trying to get an idea if this policy is for both or if it should be independent. Maybe Olivia can enlighten us.
Good evening, Mayor Brown. And this policy is very specifically just focused on the downtown corridor surveillance pilot project for 3 years with fixed position Vercata cameras. It was written in a way that it would not have mission creep. And different types of technologies, surveillance technologies, require different types of legal and privacy implications. And so the body cams are completely under a different type of best practices by CJPIA and fall under a different program. And drones require careful consideration of FAA regulations and privacy rights and different technology altogether. So those would be, if we were to consider expanding into drones, they would either come back under a different policy or this would have to come back to council to be expanded.
Okay, so the surveillance cameras that are fixed and the body cams are mutually exclusive of one another for this policies that we're approving
That's
now.
correct. They're
Okay.
completely outside of this
I want to make sure
particular
that there was
scope.
no crossover or intertwining of the two.
Olivia,
Yeah.
this is policy that applies only to the content generated by these 7 cameras.
Correct. Code compliance cameras serve a different municipal purpose altogether. And
Yes, I just want to make
Fall under
sure
a
that
different-
the storage and the record keeping, they're independent also of one another?
correct.
Okay.
So we can bring back a separate policy for the body cam, because I don't believe we have an approved or adopted one.
Okay.
Is that policy for the city to generate or for the sheriff to generate and us to accept in our contract negotiations?
Our camera is used specifically for our use in our interactions. The sheriff, to the best of my knowledge, has not requested any of that footage, so, but that would be covered under the policy, so.
Additionally, the sheriff does have body cams and they have their own policy that they have shared with us and we can share with the council as well.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, and if there's, okay to move forward, I'll entertain a motion to approve 6F.
I'll make a motion to approve 6F as is.
Thank you.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve item 6F, our surveillance policy. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Infante?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Rona?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Elizabeth Arona?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. We have no public hearings this evening, so we'll go on to discussion items. Madam Clerk, would you read that into record for us, please?
Award Alamo Pintado Pavement Rehabilitation Project Construction Administration and Inspection Contract.
Thank you very much. Staff report, please.
Good evening, council. So tonight, we had planned to award both the construction contract for the Alamo Pintado Road project as well as the construction administration and inspections contract. After reviewing the bids that were submitted and carefully considering those, we've decided to pull that from the agenda and rebid that in December with construction starting in the spring. But since we still had the construction administration and inspection on the agenda, we wanted to move forward with that tonight for approval of that contract so that we can have their support during the bidding process of the project when we go back out to bid. And so that's what we're bringing tonight with this agenda item. So this would be for the award of the construction administration and inspection contract with PEI, the Pavement Engineering, Inc., They are the engineers who did the original design for the project.
Thank you. Any questions? No questions. My only question I had is, I understand that this, were there any local companies that that applied for this? I see this company's from, scrolling here, trying to find it. I think San Luis.
Yeah,
San Luis Obispo. I didn't know if we had anything in Santa Barbara County or something closer, or if that's a concern.
That's not necessarily a concern of staff. Typically, it's typical for the design engineers to also do the construction administration for the project if they're available. In the future, when we go out to bid again, of course, anything that we go out for RFP will have an opportunity for local consultants to participate.
Thank you. I just think it's our preference to have local representation.
So we utilize a website called Planet Bids,
Oh, right, yeah.
and all of our bids, construction bids for sure, and even some of our other RFPs are put on this website. So people that are in the industry throughout, I think even outside of the state, subscribe to that, and they basically say, notify me of any RFPs regarding this type of business. And so, you know, we also advertise on our website and a few other places, but the point is that if the individual is local, they will be notified of the opportunity. Whether or not they choose to participate is entirely up to them.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? I'm going to open it up now then for public comment. Is there anybody that wishes to make a comment about this item, either here in the room or on Zoom? I don't see any. Okay. Then I will now close it for public comment and bring it back to the council for discussion or motion. Any comments, concerns?
I'll move we accept this contract.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to accept the contract discussed in item 8A. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Infante.
Yes?
Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Rona.
Yes.
Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Elizabeth Arona.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda. Is there any closing comments from anyone that you have? Let's enjoy, well,
Appreciate
I
this
don't,
efficiency.
when's our next meeting? Is 2 weeks. 2 weeks, so that we're talking the 22nd? Okay. I want everybody to remember that Danish Days is before that next meeting, so please enjoy Danish Days. Be hospitable to our guests and visitors, and enjoy the Danish lifestyle and for a weekend anyway, with lots of good fun time. So thank you very much, and we are adjourned at 7:20.